What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome back, my friends. Today's video is absolutely packed with updates, and if you're a true believer in the silver and black, you already know what to do. Smash that like button and stay locked in because real Raiders fans don't just watch, they participate. Now let's dive right into it because the NFL draft just got real for the Raiders. With the 6th overall pick of the 2025 draft, the Raiders made a bold move and selected a running back out of Boise State. And listen, the last time I checked, running the football is still a major part of winning games in this league. Our team went ahead and picked up the toughest, most explosive runner available this year. And honestly, if you were hoping for the best athlete on the board, that's exactly what they brought in. No hesitation, no second guessing. They went straight for it. And look, I get it. All the noise around the team. All the rumors flying left and right. The mock drafts saying it was going to be a defensive player. Maybe a trade down scenario. Maybe even an offensive lineman. Where there's smoke, there isn't always fire. And today the Raiders lit their own fire with this pick. Earlier this morning, I was looking at a whole different list of names. I'll be real with you. My mind was kind of all over the place thinking about different prospects, trying to figure out what direction the team would go. But the fans, man, the fans made it loud and clear. They wanted a game changer. They wanted excitement. And boom, they got it. When you look at this pick, whether you grade it an A, B, C, D, or even an F, I'd be genuinely shocked if we don't see a flood of A's coming in. Because let's face it, this was the best running back in the entire class. Let me throw some numbers at you real quick. Last season, this guy had 374 carries, racked up 2,601 rushing yards, and punched in 29 touchdowns. Those are video game numbers, straight out of Madden, but in real life. And honestly, I still believe he should have won the Heisman Trophy. That level of production, that kind of consistency, it's exactly what the Raiders need if they're serious about building a powerhouse, not just on the field, but culturally within the team. They didn't just draft an athlete, they drafted a leader. This kid's got a military background, discipline in his DNA, the kind of guy who's going to show up early, leave late, and never take a play off. And his skill set? You can't teach what he brings to the table. He fits any run scheme you want to throw him into, outside zone, inside power, gap scheme, you name it, and he'll thrive. Plus, he's going to be working under a coach who's the son of a legendary football mind, which means he's in the perfect environment to take his game to the next level. And here's something you need to know. Last season, this running back had more yards after contact than most players had total yards. That's just insane. He's the kind of guy who gets stronger as the game goes on. And trust me, come December and January, when defenses are worn out and the weather gets ugly, that's exactly the type of player you want to be leaning on. Sure, there are some areas for improvement. Pass protection could use a little work, and there'll be an adjustment period, no doubt. But if you're one of those people thinking he can't catch out of the backfield, you better go back and watch the 2023 tape, because this dude had over 500 receiving yards and 5 receiving touchdowns. He's not just a one-trick pony. He's a complete back who can hurt you in multiple ways. Now you all know I'm a firm believer in building through the trenches, offensive and defensive lines first. That's the foundation. But at the same time, when the best player available is staring you in the face, you don't overthink it. You grab him. If you were running a college football team and had a guy averaging 6 yards per catch and 7 yards per carry, you'd be handing him the ball every chance you got. That's just smart football. Can he get even better? Absolutely. He's not a finished product yet, but he's the kind of player you trust to put in the work, to keep improving year after year. And that's what makes this pick so exciting. Watching the Raiders draft this guy, it brought me back to that feeling I had last year when we drafted a star in the making. It's rare, it's special, and it fills you with confidence as a fan. And let me just say this kid lives right around here. Local energy, local pride. I would love nothing more than to get him on the show, have him share his journey with the fans. And with your support, Raider Nation, we just might make that happen. Because this channel, this community, we're building something special. We are the source for everything draft, everything Raiders. And tonight we're expecting over 200,000 of you to tune in. That's going to be a celebration like no other, fueled by a pick that has Raider Nation buzzing. Sure, there were plenty of directions the team could have gone. The draft is like that. full of possibilities, full of twists and turns. You never really know until the card is turned in. But this move right here, this was smart, this was bold, and most importantly, this was Raider football. It's about building something sustainable, something real. It's about creating a foundation that will support not just a playoff push, but consistent winning seasons year after year. And when you get the chance to grab a blue chip player, a tone setter, a guy who's going to bring his lunch pail and set the standard every single day, you don't pass that up. You make the pick and you move forward with confidence. This morning I had doubts, I'll be honest. I was worried we might overthink it, try to get too cute with trades or positional value. But sitting here right now talking to all of you, I feel nothing but pride. This is the kind of move that sends a message, not just to the locker room, but to the entire league. The Raiders are here. We're building the right way. We're doing it with heart, with toughness, and with a commitment to excellence that echoes through the decades. Man, just talking about it gives me chills. Because being a Raiders fan isn't about flash and hype. It's about grit. It's about passion. It's about believing when nobody else does. And today, the Raiders gave us another reason to believe. And while the excitement from that 6th overall pick is still fresh, let's not forget there's a full draft class coming together right behind it. Tonight is just the beginning. We're talking about the start of something bigger, a new wave of talent ready to reshape the Raiders for years to come. Look, this draft isn't just about filling roster spots. It's about building a foundation, about choosing guys who fit the culture, who fit the energy, who fit the mission that the leadership has been preaching since day one. You could feel it tonight. You could feel the energy shift. You could feel that this team made a statement, not just to the fans, but to every other franchise in the league, that the Raiders are not playing around anymore. Thinking back to some of the names flying around before the pick, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, it's crazy to think how much could have gone differently if a few trades had worked out another way. After some movement with other teams, those two names went early, and you could almost feel a collective deep breath from the Raider Nation, wondering what was coming next. But when the card came in and it was this running back's name announced, it clicked instantly. It made sense. It felt right. Because if you're trying to build something lasting, you need players who can ignite the fan base, who can deliver on the field, and who can elevate everyone around them. And honestly, stepping back from all the chaos of rumors and speculation, from all the mock drafts and endless debates, it's refreshing to see a front office make a move that feels authentic. That feels rooted in understanding the pulse of the fan base and the needs of the team, not just the analytics or the fancy charts. It's real football knowledge. It's about knowing that when December hits, when the temperature drops and games get physical, you better have someone who can break tackles, grind out tough yards, and keep the chains moving. And tonight, the Raiders made sure they have that guy. Now, when you look at the broader picture, when you zoom out and see the entire direction of this draft, it's clear that the Raiders are prioritizing physicality, discipline, and leadership. Guys like Raheem Mostert were brought in to complement this new star, bringing a 1-2 punch in the backfield that's going to give defensive coordinators nightmares. You can already picture it. 3rd and short, the defense is stacking the box, and yet they still can't stop the run. That's the kind of identity that wins in the playoffs. That's the kind of identity that turns good teams into great ones. And for those wondering about the rookie's ability to handle key downs, to convert on critical 3rd and short situations, trust me, he's built for it. He's been proving it every step of the way. You do not put up the kind of numbers he did in college without being the guy your coaches trust when the game is on the line. He averaged nearly 7 yards per carry. That's not just production, that's domination. And when you add in his ability to catch passes, to turn a little dump off into a 20-yard gain, you're talking about a true 3-down back, a weapon, a game changer. There are still areas to improve, no doubt about that. Every rookie has a learning curve, but what separates the good ones from the great ones is their mentality, their work ethic, and their willingness to grind. And by all accounts, this kid checks all those boxes, every single one. From his military upbringing to his relentless drive on the field, he's exactly the kind of player you want representing your franchise. And I know some people out there were skeptical about taking a running back this high. Believe me, I get it. Positional value is a real conversation. But sometimes you have to look beyond the positional arguments and ask yourself, Is this guy a difference maker? Can he tilt the field in your favor every Sunday? And if the answer is yes, which it absolutely is in this case, then you take him and you don't look back. There's also something to be said about the timing. The Raiders needed this. The fan base needed this. After seasons of near misses and frustrations, after years of inconsistency, it's moves like this that reignite the passion, that rebuild the trust. You could hear it in the roar from the fans. When the pick was announced, you could see it in the reaction online, in the videos and live streams and instant celebrations. Raider Nation is fired up. And rightfully so. Looking at the rest of the league, you know other teams took notice too. Because when you add a physical runner who can control the clock, you change the entire dynamic of your team. You help your defense by keeping them off the field. You wear down opponents. You control the tempo. And when the playoffs roll around, that's often the difference between a heartbreaking loss and a statement win. Now, speaking of playoffs, let's be real. There's still a lot of work ahead. Building a championship team doesn't happen overnight. There are still holes to fill, improvements to be made, but getting a player like this is a massive step in the right direction. It's a move that says, loud and clear, the Raiders are serious about getting back to the top. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, just smart, tough, committed football. And for all of us fans who woke up today feeling that familiar mix of excitement and anxiety that only draft day brings, this pick brought a sense of calm, a sense of pride. You can feel it in your chest, the belief that something special is being built, that we're not just hoping for the best, we're actually seeing it take shape right in front of our eyes. The young man they drafted isn't just stepping onto a team. He's stepping into a legacy. He's stepping into a fan base that bleeds silver and black. And if you're a real Raider fan, you already know it's not just about playing. It's about playing the Raider way. Tough, fearless, relentless. And tonight, Raider Nation got a player who embodies all of that and more. So buckle up, Raider fans. This journey is just getting started. The foundation is being laid, the pieces are coming together, and the future looks bright. And as always, we'll be right here, breaking it all down, riding the highs and lows, celebrating every victory, and pushing through every challenge. Because that's what Raider Nation does. That's who we are. And tonight, thanks to a bold, fearless pick at number 6, we're all reminded why we fell in love with this team in the first place. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Davante Adams, the star wide receiver who joined the Las Vegas Raiders in 2022 after a long and successful career with the Green Bay Packers, recently made headlines with a surprising revelation. In an interview, Adams admitted that he regretted leaving the Packers and signing with the Raiders, expressing a mix of emotions about his decision to change teams. Adams' departure from Green Bay was a move that shocked many fans and analysts alike, especially given the long-standing chemistry he shared with quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Together, they formed one of the most dynamic duos in the NFL, with Adams regularly putting up impressive numbers and earning Pro Bowl selections. However, Adams made the choice to reunite with his college quarterback, Derek Carr, in Las Vegas, believing that it was a chance for a fresh start and a new chapter in his career. When Adams first arrived in Las Vegas, there was excitement surrounding the potential for the Raiders' offense to become even more explosive. With Carr at quarterback and Adams as the primary receiving weapon, the team was expected to make significant strides in a competitive AFC West. However, things did not go according to plan. Despite Adams' individual success, including maintaining his status as one of the league's top receivers, the Raiders struggled as a team. Their playoff hopes were dashed, and the team finished with a disappointing 6-11 record in 2022. Looking back, Adams has expressed his doubts about the move, suggesting that his decision may have been influenced more by emotions than by a long-term vision for his career. While he is still proud of the achievements he has had in Las Vegas, including his outstanding performance in the 2022 season, Adams now seems to miss the stability and consistency that came with playing alongside Rodgers in Green Bay. The Packers, despite undergoing a transition at quarterback with Rodgers' departure to the New York Jets, continue to field competitive teams under head coach Matt LaFleur. Adams' regret is not just about the performance of the Raiders, but also about the personal and professional connections he had in Green Bay. In particular, the bond he shared with Rodgers, who has been a mentor and close friend for years, is something Adams acknowledges he took for granted. The Packers' offense, which had been so finely tuned over the years, was something Adams could rely on, and he admits that he underestimated how difficult it would be to replicate that kind of success elsewhere. While it remains to be seen whether Adams will continue his career with the Raiders for the long haul, his reflection on his decision serves as a reminder of how important both professional relationships and personal feelings are in the NFL. The future of Adams in Las Vegas may be uncertain, but his candidness about his regret underscores the complexities of the decisions players face when they switch teams, and how sometimes even the most promising moves can lead to unexpected challenges. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.